All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Strength and Balance. Please remember during class to listen to your body. So if you do however many sets or repetitions of something that feels appropriate to you. So everything that I say is more of a guideline, and don't feel like you have to push yourself to do more than you feel comfortable doing. And please make sure that if you feel like you can do a couple more, do a few more repetitions. So this is just a guideline, a number. Try to hit as close to it as you can, but let's see what is appropriate for you. And remember that form is key. So if you can do 20 repetitions of those sit to stands, but your form is sloppy, I'd rather you do your 3 that are perfect form rather than 20 that are sloppy. So whatever we need to do, just make sure that we do it with that perfect form. Take your time, listen to your body, and grab water if you need to hydrate. So even though it's a little bit cooler today, grab water, make sure we hydrate. All right, socks ready, so let's rock and roll. Turn the music on. We're gonna start up on our feet. We're gonna warm up a little bit. Up on our feet. Big arm circles. We'll alternate arms, so take that one arm all the way up, around, and then the opposite side. At the top of those arm circles, you can't see my hand, but try to spread your fingers. We want to really wake up that whole body, focus on that full range of motion. Hopefully we all had a nice long weekend. Let's do one more each side in this direction. Then let's take those circles in the opposite direction. So now we'll bring those arms forward. Again, big circles, spread the fingers, try to get as much range of motion that is possible. Let's do one more each side. Then swimmer. So a soft bend in the knee, one arm comes forward, one arm comes back. Last one. Now open the arms, open the hands, palms are facing forward, open that chest. Then we are going to bring one arm on top, give yourself a hug, and then the opposite arm comes on top. So open the chest and squeeze. Open the chest and squeeze. One more. Then let's bring the arms overhead. So left and right, we're reaching all the way from the fingertips down the side of that body. We're shifting our weight, so our weight is on one leg, and then we're up on that opposite toe. And then shift the weight and reach. So we really want to feel it all the way down the side of the body, that whole full body stretch. Let's do one more each side overhead. Then we will take it across. So twist through the torso and then the opposite side. Twist. We are going to pivot on that back foot. Make sure that the knees always go in the direction of the toes as we reach that arm across. One more each side. Then we will go all the way around. So 2 overhead and then 2 across. Overhead, overhead, across, across. So here we're shifting our weight up on one toe, up on the other toe, and then make sure we turn and pivot, twist as we reach across. Take your time and make sure you really have that footwork and that form first. But if you have it, you can pick it up a little bit more. Make sure that you complete that full range of motion. We don't want to shorten up our movements if we start going a little bit faster. Just a set of ears at the bottom of the screen. One more time all the way through. And heels to the front. So here we're going to alternate, bringing one heel to the front. When you bring that heel to the front, make sure we are pressing through that opposite heel. One more each side. And now we will bring those knees up to the front. So hands are up, alternate, bring one knee up and down, then the other side and down. So we are going to go nice and slow. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Try to control it as you bring the knees up and as you bring them back on down. So we really want to focus on balance and that core stability here. Keeping the arms up, elbows up, and shoulders down. Last time through slowly on each leg. Now we can pick it up a little bit. So if you're ready, you can bring the knee up, abdomen is tight, arms overhead, and bring those arms down to meet the knee. Again, we still want to control it as we come up, keeping that core nice and tight. One more each side. And release. Now we are going to stabilize here on that right foot, heel and toe on your left. So on the right, we want to press through the right heel, a soft natural bend in that right knee, shoulders back, heel and toe on the left. Abdomen is nice and tight. We have that nice straight line from the right ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and ear. Shoulders are back. And if you feel comfortable, you can get a little lower to make it a little bit harder. And let's switch sides. So now we are going to stabilize on that left foot, a soft natural bend in that left knee, heel and toe on the right. Again, if you need to make it a little harder, you can get a little lower. And release. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Again. And stop those arms right at shoulder height. Palms pointed towards the floor. Small circles in one direction. And the opposite direction. And release. Shoulders back. So now we are going to step out to the left. Take a nice wide stance, stepping that left foot out open to the left. When we step that left foot open to the left, we are going to push your butt back and come down and lean on that left quad. So the key is we want to make sure that the butt goes back. Chest stays up and butt goes back. Then from here, can't see what way is easiest for you to see me. From here, we are going to rest that left forearm on that leg and make big arm circles with that right arm. And same arm, opposite direction. Make sure the feet are parallel. And you want to be in the same line. So you don't want that one leg to be forward or back. It kind of looks like my left leg's back a little bit. I think it's just the angle that I am to the screen. Let's come up to center. Keep your feet this wide. Then we are going to lean on over to the other side. So take that right forearm, lean on that leg. So press through that heel. When you're in that position, make sure the knee doesn't go forward. We want to keep that knee relatively behind that toe, pressing through that heel of that bent leg. Opposite leg is long. Arm circles on the left in one direction. And same arm, opposite direction. And release. Back on up to center. You can walk your feet in. From here, we are going to go right into those butt kicks. So alternate sides. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see we're shifting our weight as we bring a heel up and kick the butt. So from here, if you have this, you can add the arms by bringing the arms forward, driving the elbows back, or if you want to hold here and just get the legs first, that works too. And release. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 steps. Let's take it to the left. So 1 step, 2 steps, then to the right. 2 to the left, and 2 to the right. When you have that, you can add the arms, bringing the arms forward as we take 2 steps to the left and to the right. 2 more left, and 2 more right. Back to the center, right into your calf raises. So toes are pointed forward. We are going to come up on the toes and back down. And when you finish, I'd like you to grab onto a wall, a pole. I'm going to use the back of a chair, something that you can help stabilize. We'll do a little bit of balance work here. So first, we are going to hold on to whatever we need to. So the back of the chair, pole, wall. We are going to stabilize on that same leg. So let's all hold on to the right with the right hand, stabilize on that right leg. Pressing through that right heel, abdomen is tight, hips are square, shoulders are square. We want to make sure that we don't lean here. We want to stand up nice and tall. Then we are going to bring that left knee. We are going to go right into hip circles. So bring the right knee up and open. So up and open. This time through, we will hold on the whole time. So I just did 2. We are going to do 10-ish total. Let's begin. So I already did my 2. I want you to go nice and slow. Focus on that full range of motion. When you finish 10, in that direction, we will stay on the same side, but go in the opposite direction. Out to in. Out to in. So we are holding on to make sure that we can maintain that full range of motion. A lot of times if we don't hold on, we start to lose our balance, so then we shorten that range of motion. So that's why we're holding on this time through. That's 4. And that is 10. We will do the same thing on the opposite side. So I'm going to move my chair over to this side so you can still see me at the front. We are going to stabilize here. Hold on. If you're holding onto the wall, you can hold onto the wall or a pole with that left hand this time. Soft bend in that left knee. Abdomen is tight. Hip circles now on the right. So bring the knee forward and around. That's 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. When you finish 10, you can take a second. Then we'll do 10 in the opposite direction, bringing the knee out and then back in. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And that's 10. So now we are going to go back to the opposite side when you're finished. Same thing. We will hold on the whole time. So we are going to hold on with that right hand. Right foot is planted. We are going into your forward and back leg swings now on your left. So soft bend in that right knee, pressing through the heel. We are going to bring that left leg forward and back. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, make sure you stay standing up nice and tall. 6, 7, 8, that's 9, and the last one is 10. When you finish 10, we will stay on this same side, pressing through both heels. Lateral leg lift, so we are bringing that left leg out to the left. Now the key is we don't want to turn the toes up. We want to press out through the heel and keep the hips square to the front. So we want to press up and down, pressing through the heel, hitting the hip and the glute. We're going for 10. This is 2. And 3. Really focus on standing upright. That's 4-ish. I get talking and then I forget my number. 5, 6, that's 7, 8, 9, and that is 10. Now we will go on over to the opposite side, forward and back for 10, and then that lateral leg lift for 10. Again, really focus on that form. Go at your own pace. You know what's coming up. You know what we're doing. Same thing on both sides. So pressing through that left heel, stand up tall, forward and back on the right. Begin when you're ready. When you finish 10 of that forward and back leg swings, we are taking it right into that side, pressing through the heel. When you finish 10, we can go right into those calf raises, another set of 10, up and down. When you finish 10, we are now going to balance. So since my chair's here, we're going to start on the left, pressing through that left heel. So same stability that we had with the leg swings and the hip circles and all of that. This time we are not going to hold on with that same hand. So we are going to focus on pressing through the heel of that left foot. A soft bend in that left knee. You can hold on until you have your balance. So I'd like you to lift that right knee up. When you have your balance, you can take that hand away. Arms are long. It's important to focus on posture. So here we are going to keep the hips square, shoulders square. You have a string pulling you up from the tippity top of your head, so don't slouch down. Make sure that chest is up. When you have your balance here, to challenge your balance, you can take your head and look to the right and to the left. Back and forth, keeping that core nice and tight. Or you can always try to close your eyes. Make sure you keep breathing, slow and controlled breaths. And from here, I'd like you to circle that foot in one direction. Same foot, opposite direction. Just at the ankle. And you can release. Kick it on out. Now the same thing on the opposite side. So here we are going to stabilize on that right foot. Soft bend in that right knee. Abdomen is tight, shoulders down. Lift your left knee up. When you have that left knee up, you can take that right hand away from that chair, pole, or wall. Shoulders down and back. Pretend that you have that string pulling you up. Abdomen is tight. When you have your balance, you can again look to the right and to the left. Or you can close your eyes to challenge your balance. From here, I'd like you to circle your foot in one direction. Same foot, opposite direction. And release. You can release. We're going to come back on up. Last set of calf raises. Up and down for 10. When you finish, we are going to go into those sit to stands and your good mornings. So make sure you find a chair. We want the chair to be about a 90-degree angle behind the knees when you are seated on the chair. We are going to start with your good mornings. So your arms will be up. Make sure the elbows don't swing in. We keep the elbows out as the fingertips are up by the head. This help keeps your chest up. We don't want to round the shoulders or round the back. Then from here, we're going to have a soft, natural bend in the knee. Abdomen is tight. We are going to take our chest. Hips go back as you bring the chest down to the floor. And when we have that flat back and our chest is towards the floor, you're going to squeeze the butt and push the hips forward. So down and up. That was 2. We are going to go for 10. I'm going to turn this way so you can see flat back. Butt goes back. Pressing through the heels and a soft bend in the knee. That is 5. We want to feel it down the back, the hamstrings, the glutes. And that should be 10. Now we are going to come right down to the chair. So when you're finished and you're ready, we are going to sit up on the chair. Now make sure you're not sitting all the way back, you're slumping, you're leaning, using that backrest. We want to sit up on the edge of the chair. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Chest is up. We are going to stand up. Make sure we stand all the way up. Then push your butt back, hinging at the waist. Tap and then back on up. So we want to push the butt back. Knees stay relatively in line with the ankles. They come a little bit forward, but make sure we don't come on the toes. We don't want to have the knees go all the way forward because of you're putting your weight through the toes. We want the weight pressed through the heels, but keep the toes down. It's a lot to think about. Let's do about 10 here. That's about 4-ish. I got talking. When you finish 10, we are going to go back to those 10 good mornings again. So arms are up. This time, try to get a little lower. You might feel a little bit looser in the glutes, the hips, the low back. Chest is up, elbows out, soft bend in the knee, hips away, and back on up. When you finish 10, we are going to go back on through, back to your 10 sit to stands. This time we're going to switch it up just a little bit so we can't use momentum. So when we are seated, we are going to lift one knee, then the other, then stand up, then back down, one knee, the other, and stand on up. That is 2. Keep on going. We're going to go for about 10. I'm at 5. That's 6. Focus on that perfect form. This is my 10th. When you finish your 10, you can push the chair aside, grab some water if you need it. We will be moving down to the floor. We will be staying down on the floor. So just make sure that when you do come down, your heart rate is down. Make sure you hydrate. We're going to come on down on your back. Come on down on your back. So bring the heart rate down. If you felt that sit to stand got your heart rate up, you might want to wait a couple minutes until you feel comfortable to come on down. Oops. When you are down on your back, you can just bring the arms out at shoulder height. And we're just going to rock the knees, drop the knees to the right, and then to the left. Back to center. So from here, we are going to have a nice strong pelvic tilt. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. From that strong pelvic tilt, we are going to release and then go back to that pelvic tilt. I'd like you to hold that pelvic tilt for a couple seconds. So you can hold 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and release. Pelvic tilt. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, and release. We are going to go for about 10, really focusing on keeping that core tight, practicing that pelvic tilt. It's better to hold that pelvic tilt longer than shorter, so find a time. If you're having a hard time counting to 2, count to 17. I don't care. Just keep going. When you finish 10 pelvic tilts, that last pelvic tilt we are going to hold and then lift your hips up into a bridge and then slowly come back on down. So hold that pelvic tilt, lift up into a bridge, and then slowly come back on down. That's 2. We want to make sure that the hips stay square, that we are pressing through both heels evenly. When you finish your 10, you can pull both knees into your chest, hug them in, and rock side to side. Return your feet back down. This time a nice wide stance, so keep your feet wider than your hips. Now we are going to go into that bridge again with that strong pelvic tilt, but make sure the knees don't come in. We want a little external rotation on the knee. That way we're hitting the glute and the hip. Abdomen is tight, pelvic tilt. Exhale up and squeeze. And then slowly come back on down. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. You can release, pull both knees back into your chest, hug them in, rock side to side. Dying bug. So we are going to bend our knees at about 90 degrees, flex the feet. Only 1 set today, so the arms will stay long. Drop the shoulders down, make sure they're not up. We want to relax the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades. From here, we can either just move the legs or move the opposite hand with that leg. So I'll start off with just the lower body, then I'll add that upper body. We are going to do 10 per side. So a strong pelvic tilt. Tap that right heel down to the floor and up. Then that left heel down to the floor and up. That's 1. That's 2. Now, if you want to add that upper body, it's the opposite arm with that leg. That's 3. Take your time. Pause at the top. 4. 5. 6. Make sure you drop the shoulders down. 7. 9. And that's 10 per side. You can release, pull both knees into your chest. And when you are ready, we are going to roll on over into child's pose. So roll over, child's pose, hips over heels. Relax here for a second. I'm going to grab my timer, but you know that what that means. It's plank time. So hold that child's pose. Then we are going to come on up 1 minute today. So 1 minute plank. I'm going to talk about that plank first. Forearms are parallel. You will be up on the toes, nice flat back. All right, we want to make sure that the shoulders are down, abdomen is tight. I will give you all these cues again because it's a minute. I will have plenty of time to talk. All right, forearms are parallel. Everybody up and hold 1 minute. So from here, we want to make sure that you're not letting that low back sink. We want to tuck the tail and relax and have that pelvic tilt as we are doing this low plank. Very, very important. We want to take the pressure out of the low back and out of your hip flexor. Elbows are in line with shoulders. Relax the shoulders down. Abdomen is nice and tight. Hips and shoulders are square. We want to make sure that we are breathing. So slow, deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth if you can. We have 10 more seconds. And release. You can push back into your child's pose again. Relax here, good job. From that plank, we are going to come down flat on your stomach into that Superman. So in that Superman, the arms will be long. Legs are long. Dynamic Superman. So we are going to bring the arms and the legs up and squeeze and back down. If that aggravates the back, we can do opposite, one arm, one leg. We are going to shoot for 10. When you are ready, keep that core nice and tight. Up, squeeze, and down. Up and squeeze, and down. Again, if you need to alternate sides, that is fine. You can always do a combination. When you finish 10, you can push back into child's pose again. And then up to that tabletop position, we will be going into that bird dog. So right arm forward, left leg back. Let's tuck the tail, shoulders down, hips square, shoulders square. Right arm is forward, palm face in. Left leg is long, flex that foot. From here, we are going to keep the shoulders and hips square, drive the knee up and the elbow back, then extend nice and long, that's 1. Make sure you focus on that full extension, 2. 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 10. You can release and go right into the opposite side. So from here, we are tucking the toes. Left arm is forward, palm face in. Extend that right leg long. Hips are square, shoulders are square. When you are ready, bring that elbow back and that knee forward and extend. That's 1. And 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And release. You can push back into child's pose when you finish 10 on both sides. Here we are going to take our time and flip back on over to your back. So back on over to your back. When you are on your back, feet are flat on the floor, knees are bent, arms are out at shoulder height. We will drop the knees to the right and hold. When the knees are to the right, take your head and look to the left. Think slow, deep breath. Now bring the knees over to the left and hold. When the knees are to the left, take your head and look to the right. Back to center. Extend both legs long. Both arms long overhead, full body stretch. So press out through the heels, reach through the fingertips. Then we're going to bend our knees. Bend our knees and take your right knee, pull it into your chest. Circle that right ankle. Now circle the right ankle, same ankle, in the opposite direction. And release. Now cross that right ankle over left knee. Push the right knee away from the body. And when you are ready, reach behind that left knee and pull the left knee in. and release. Uncross. Pull the left knee in now and circle that left foot in one direction. Same foot, opposite direction. Now take that left ankle, place it on top of right knee, push that left knee away from the body. Then reach behind that right knee and pull that right knee in. And release. Sit up and extend both legs long. Flex your feet. Now you can keep your hands here, braced behind your back, or you can walk your hands forward. We want to feel the stretch down the hamstrings, down that low back. If you have a strap, you can place the strap underneath the feet, about mid-foot, about the ball, a little lower than the ball of the foot, to help pull yourself forward. So you get that nice stretch down the back of the legs. Remember, we want to keep the knees down. And release. V your legs out. So V them out as wide as you feel comfortable. And again, you can keep your hands behind the body or walk your hands forward. The closer your chest comes to the floor, the better. Toes come up towards the ceiling. We want to really focus on bringing your chest as close to the floor as possible. This is as far as I go. And you can release and come back on down on your back. Extend both legs long, both arms long, reach in opposite directions again. Then from here, we are going to roll onto your left side. So on the left, we want to make a nice straight line with the body. Then reach for that top ankle, which should be the right, and pull that right heel towards your butt. You can release, other side. Roll on over to your right. Straight line with the body first. Then when you are in that straight line, you can reach for that left ankle and pull that left heel back towards your butt. And release, roll forward, child's pose. So roll forward into that child's pose. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Hips stay down on your heels. From here, walk your hands over to the left and hold. Your head should be in between the arms, your heels down as far onto your hips as far onto your heels as possible. So you should feel this down the right side of your back. And the opposite side. Back to center, tabletop position, hands and knees, cat-cow arch and sway. Try to get as much flexion in the spine that you can. And when you are ready, slowly make your way all the way up to standing. Come back on up to your feet. When you are standing nice and steady, you can take your time and just roll those shoulders back. Bring the arms out at shoulder height, palms up towards the ceiling. Look up, push your thumbs back. And release. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more. Last one. Good job, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Let's get in here.